Who is this
Yop's brother, the king. Then they were allies for a while, betrayed Wenceslas and sided.
Who is this
Yop's brother, the king's cousin. Then they were allies for a while, betrayed Wenceslas and sided with Rupert of the Palatinate. But after Sigismund abducted Wenceslas, Prokop fomented a revolt against him, and Sigismund had him captured. Politics.
That's about all. That's about all. Who is this
Yop's brother, the king's cousin. He and Yops warred over Moravian supremacy for years. Then they were allies for a while, betrayed Wenceslas and sided with Rupert of the Palatinate. But after Sigismund abducted Wenceslas, Prokop fomented a revolt against him, and Sigismund had him captured. Politics. Make of it what you will. I, for one, can't make head or tail of it most of the time.
Who is this
Yop's brother. Then they were allies for a while, betrayed Wenceslas and sided with Rupert of the Palatinate. But after Sigismund abducted Wenceslas, politics.
Who is this
Yop's brother, the king. Then,
Who is he?
the cousin of King Wenceslas. Until recently, he was allied with the League of Lords. For a time, he even served Rupert of the Palatinate against the king. And now suddenly, he's reversed his position. I don't know what led him to do it, and one can't help being suspicious. It's best to keep away, but he really is the leader of the resistance. But he can be very You can't just abscond.
The League?
They abducted the king, but now it seems that
The League?
the lords, they abducted the king years ago and made him bow to their will. They got away with it that time, and now they've joined but now it's...
I don't know all that.
He's the king's younger brother and king of Hungary in his own right. Some say Sigismund is ambitious and capable. Not long ago, he himself was held captive by the Hungarian nobility. They dislike him as much as some of the Czech and German noblemen do his brother Wenceslas. Ironically, Wenceslas joined forces with Jobst to liberate him. And now this is how Sigismund repays his brother. There's no...
I don't know.
He's the king's young... Some say it was due to the recklessness of the French knights. Most of... Sigismund is ambitious and capable. He might well make a... Not long ago, he himself was held captive by the Hungarian nobility. They dislike him as much as some of the Czech and German noblemen do his brother Wenceslas. Ironically, Wenceslas joined... And now...
Who is this Prokop?
Job's brother, the king's cousin. Then they were allies for a while, betrayed Wenceslas and sided with politics.
Rupert?
Rupert is...
What's a prince?
The prince-electors are dignitaries of the Holy Roman Empire who have the right to elect the king of the Romans. Some of the nobility in the empire recognized Rupert's claim, but when he went to Rome... So, now we have...
Rupert?
Rupert...
What's a prince?
The prince-elect... Some of the nobility in the empire recognized. So, now we have two kings of the Romans. Jobst sided with. The Liechtensteins are a powerful Austrian family. Since the.
That's about all. That's about all.
Goodbye.
And what about...
If Wenceslas were a man worth his salt.
What about the...
When the League of Lords is... Now that he's held captive a second, Bergov is the highest vice-chamberlain in the...
What do you think...
I'd say... But he's also defending the East against the Turks, and fighting with his own noblemen at home, battling his brother and cousins here, and Rupert and the Meissen nobles in Germany. He has a lot to deal with, and riding roughshod over everyone certainly isn't helping. Mind you, what else is he to do?
And what about...
Well, he stayed on the... He's not keen on governing either. But...
And what about...
Well, he's not keen on governing either.
Do you think that...
God knows.
Why?
Wenceslas himself sent for Sigismund to help him, and made an agreement with him. And when Sigismund started acting as a group, what would you have done? On the other hand, now we've seen what Sigismund has been getting up to. And that goes double for Rupert, not to mention Jobst, who might well have his eye on the Bohemians.
And who is...
He spent 20 years wrangling over Moravia with his brother, Prokop. Then they suddenly reconciled when Sigismund was captured in Hungary, and they went plundering there. When Wenceslas sent them to parley with his enemy, Rupert of the Palatinate, the pair of them turned coats on the spot, took sides with Rupert, and together with the League of Lords and the Meissen nobles, laid siege to Prague. But then they made terms with the king. He agreed to hand over part of the government, and they sent the Meisseners home. This is no ancient history I'm talking about.
And...
What? But this...
And who is this Job?
He spent 20 years when Wenceslas sent them to
And who is this Job?
He spent 20 years wrangling over Moravia with his...
And...
What? But...
Good.
Good luck, then.
I believe we have written it well, gentlemen.
Without a doubt. No one could deduce from this whether we are Sigismund's allies or foes.
I must travel back to Brno now, but soon I will go to Brandenburg and I will stop here on the way back. By then, Sir Capon should be back and we can discuss how to proceed.
Right. Before you leave, my lord, there is one thing that gives me no rest. Why did Sigismund come as a foe? It makes...
Explain.
Oh, please enlighten us, young sir.
I live not far from Hungary, where Sigismund reigns. It is a savage country, and the constant war with the Turks has hardened the people. They need a monarch with an iron hand. So when Sigismund felt the wind of revolt, he reacted as he would at home. Only what works on the Hungarian nobles does not work here in Bohemia.
Bringing order is one thing, but slaughtering and pillaging with a horde of barbarians quite another. What purpose does that serve?
But Sigismund did give the Bohemian nobles a chance to take his side. It was only when they refused his ultimatum that he lost patience and took to the sword.
As for the barbarians, he could afford nothing better. The Hungarian nobility would gain nothing from joining his campaign in Bohemia. He didn't have enough coin for a regular army, and so he recruited the Cumans. What he does not pay them, they make up for in plunder.
But in the end, he didn't have enough to even satisfy the Cumans. That's why he raided Kuttenberg and Skalitz. He wanted the silver.
That makes sense.
My lords, how's the letter coming along?
It's done.
Then we can be on our way.
Now remember what we said, boy. All you have to do is deliver the letter, listen to the answer, and come back here. Don't provoke Berghoff in any way.
Provoke? Me? Never, Uncle. We'll be back in a few days. Farewell, your graces. Come, Henry, my men are waiting.
I wish you Godspeed.